Tonight on Trendkill Radio, we have fighting words from Phil Labonte of All That Remains, Doyle from the Misfits, Does Not Want to Meet You, and my interview with Versus. All this and more coming up on Trendkill Radio.
People will bow to it.
What's going on, everybody? This is Trendkill Radio coming out of Cleveland, Ohio. I am your host, Sean Ryan. Coley is out sick today, so we have a special guest, Michelle Burlingame from Slurmcast, a podcast for no reason.
No reason.
Don't forget to subscribe, and let's just get it started. So, Phil Labonte from All That Remains. He was on Rover's Morning Glory, a local show of ours, and his interview made quite a few headlines amongst the rock community. I wouldn't say it was on CNN. The important things.
Muy importante!
Like rock pages.
Yeah. Because we all read those.
Yeah. Phil Labonte, he was doing the interview, and Rover, he has a lot of pressing questions. He goes into Phil's history and, where he come up from and blah, 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 and then it really gets into a story that I covered a couple months ago about Ollie Herbert, his passing at the age of 44, which was, super unexpected. Did I mention it was in October?
I don't know.
Okay, it was in October.
It was in
you can see it
October.
right here. There was a lot of questions going on. There's still an ongoing investigation, according to Phil, about Ollie Herbert's passing because his wife, Beth had gone on to say in a Facebook post, which was surprisingly upbeat
Positive.
and weird, that she said, "Good morning, everyone. This is Beth." And indeed, this is a good morning. Toxicology results are back and the official cause of my husband's death. At this point, you could see Labonte shaking his head in the video, and he just blurts out, "Absolute garbage human being."
Right. Who says, "It's a great day, we know why my husband died. Hooray."
I know, this was just several days after he had passed, and she's just like,
It is a good morning.
"Yay!"
That's a fucking psychopath.
I know, Ollie had drowned in what was described as inches of water.
A pond.
Yeah, in his backyard in Connecticut.
The police said that they're treating it as suspicious.
Yeah, it was first
So-
ruled as a suicide, and you were just kind of thinking, well, maybe this guy took a lot of drugs, or maybe he was drunk or something like that. According to Beth, the interview months ago, she was just saying that, I was trying to keep him in the house, and he kept on wanting to leave, although it was inclement weather, it was raining that night, and he just wanted to go in the backyard, which she found was just so weird. And then she goes, well, then I went to bed, and then the next morning, we found him. The weird thing that Rover had brought up is that a new will was signed by Ollie Herbert and his wife at a car dealership. They had to get a notary.
Now we'll notarize anything.
That's always super suspicious.
And it was a week before he passed.
Yeah, if you're gonna kill someone and you're like, oh, let me update this will, wait a fucking year. Don't, if you don't want to get caught,
give it
killing
6
somebody,
months.
Give it a while. Even 6 months, that's suspicious. I would say if you're gonna kill someone and you want to update their will first, you're gonna have to give yourself at least a year waiting period between the new will and the murder. Otherwise, it's immediately gonna be on you.
There's so much speculation. You can find on Facebook. There is a whole page, Justice for Ollie Herbert, which you can read all the speculation, all the rumors. Some of them are actually true. Phil goes on to say that he never liked Beth at all, and she was not allowed to come out on the road, come out on tour, and hang out with the band, live on the bus with anybody at all. Everybody else's girlfriends or wives, they were all allowed to do that. Not her. It wasn't even just Phil saying this. This was a whole band meeting. No one liked this lady. And they were married for 9 years.
He also said that he would always tell him, hey, if you need a place to crash, I guess they'd been urging him to divorce her for a while.
Yeah. Rover was saying that, and I completely agree, friends can see outside of the relationship and know if it's toxic or, this person is bad for you, this person sucks. We've all had friends that are like that where you can just tell. It's like, dude, get away from her. But yeah, Phil had said to Ollie before he passed, he's just like, dude, come hang out at my place. I have plenty of room waiting for you. I know you like to go and play out in nature. I got acres of forest and stuff. You can go and take your guitar and just go relax. Just get the hell away from her. But, like I was saying, it's really hard for people to read between the lines. It's just, unfortunately, a couple months later, Ollie passes, and it's still an ongoing investigation.
Do you think she killed him, or what do you think happened? Do you?
I think she was absolutely
speculate?
involved.
So the toxicology report said that he had no drugs in him, but it was suspicious, right?
Well, no.
Or
He had some drugs. Phil said that Ollie was never a huge drinker. In 20 years that he had known him, he's only seen him hungover
didn't
twice.
Do shots.
Yeah.
He said
shots are for adolescents.
Yeah.
He said their drummer is the big drinker. He was self-medicating, mental.
That's right. He did
help.
say that. Like, what was it? What was it?
It was something probably like Zoloft, something like that. Phil had said that Ollie was never a huge fan of doing anything that you could like overdose on, and that would cause you to do like all this kind of crazy shit. Rover had asked Phil, like, what do you think happened? And he refused to comment on it because it is an ongoing investigation. You could tell by his demeanor that he was not happy. He did not like Beth. He is completely unhappy with that woman. I have a feeling he thinks that she did it. She has a hand in it somehow. Mm-hmm. We will keep you up to date on that. If you want to watch the whole interview with Rover, you can see it right here. And now that we struggled through that last fucking segment, onto another one. It is Sunday. We both partied really hard last night.
Yes.
I am super beat. My brain's just not working. I hate doing shows on Sundays, but Coley was supposed to come over, but he's got the AIDS.
You have AIDS. Yes, you have AIDS.
And it totally fucked with me. It was supposed to be over yesterday. Anyway, Doyle, Wolfgang von Frankenstein. You may know him as the guitarist for the Misfits, a long-running guitarist, brother of Jerry Only, and he is very successful in his own right with his solo career that he has done. He had an interview with the Liquid Conversations podcast. Doyle was asked about how the music industry has changed over the past 40 years, and he was just basically saying this totally fucking sucks.
You stink!
So he says what it sucks the most about it is that everybody steals music. You spend thousands and thousands of dollars to make a record, and all of these scumbags are just stealing it, and then they want more, and then you're a dick because you're doing a meet and greet for $50 fucking bucks to make up for it, which you don't want to do. You think I want to meet these fucking people? I don't.
Don't touch me.
When I'm done, I just want to take a shower and go to bed.
Hey,
you know what? I don't blame him. I know plenty of people who feel that way about meeting their fans.
No, it's a really unfortunate thing that you have to kind of do that because so many people do steal music. Even Phil, in our last segment, Phil was saying, at the beginning of Rover's interview, he was going, oh man, so how long you on tour for? And he goes, a while. He even said it himself.
That's how bands make money.
That's how you have to make money.
They have to go on tour or else they don't make any money.
And Doyle, he charges $50 a pop for a meet and greet, which sounds
that's
bad,
fine.
but that's very fair.
That
I
is
have
fair.
seen way worse.
Oh yeah.
Motley Crue was somewhere like what,
Ridiculous,
250,
yeah.
500 or something like that. And then Tommy Lee was just like, I don't fucking owe you anything. I'm not going. And he didn't even go to him.
Yeah.
I mean, it says a lot about Tommy Lee. As for the fans that give him flack over charging $50, Doyle had to say, they can kiss my ass.
Yeah,
You want to steal shit? If I was making motorcycles and they came and took one, would that be a crime? Why can't we punish people for stealing songs? There should be a $10,000 fine for that.
I wonder what the fines for that are, like the actual fines. I know it's a lot more. It's more than $10,000. He goes on to talk about Spotify.
Yeah, only charging $9 a month.
So
for a subscription, you can listen to a song thousands and thousands of times.
And they only make a 100th or a 1,000th of a penny per listen. He even sticks up for Taylor Swift.
Well, his girlfriend is from Arch Enemy, the singer from Arch Enemy, Alyssa White, and she went to Spotify's office and said that shit was insane. And Doyle goes, I would have gone fucking mental. I would have broken everything in the goddamn office. Because you get completely robbed. And I think, if I am correct, Taylor Swift doesn't have her music on Spotify.
She does not.
Because you
might
just
be
get
on
ripped
Apple,
off.
But I don't listen to. I mean, I'm not a Taylor Swift person. But he does say, "Do you know
well,
how hard
you're the
that
only
girl
one.
fucking works?"
I'm sorry.
he says, "Do you know how hard that girl fucking works? She doesn't stop all day. I guarantee you. She gets up early as fuck. She has some coffee. She takes a shit. She's doing this. She's doing that. By the time her show comes up, she does the show. This is not bullshit."
Doyle praised Lars Ulrich from Metallica, just saying, Lars didn't do that for him. He's already loaded. He's going to be just fine. He did it for schmucks like me.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely true.
I get what he's saying. Napster even. I mean, that was the early days of, consumers having the internet. And people, that was just an issue that hadn't been addressed before. Stealing music was a new thing that you could do because it was finally digital. Wasn't a way for that to happen before. I mean, went to your friend's house with their dual deck cassette player and You could like copy your CDs. I would put my little tape player with my microphone up against the speakers, and I would cassette record radio from a microphone on my first Sony whatever. I would listen to was it Dick Clark who did the top 4 or no Casey Kasem.
Here's a top 40 song for you.
I would wait for
I'm KGK.
for all the songs I wanted to hear.
Yeah, I completely understand and I sympathize with Doyle. I do not steal music, and I do not steal movies either. I buy all my shit off of iTunes. I don't even really like Spotify because I'm going to have to listen to so much stuff that I don't really want to hear.
Ultimately, it is an artist's decision to put their music on Spotify.
Well, I don't know. That might be their label's decision.
Well, I get, yeah.
Because the label, they'll
True.
get money. Spotify will get money. The artist,
feel like
they are at the bottom rung of where that money trickles down.
I guess it would depend on your management and your deals that you have with your record company.
Taylor Swift
Taylor Swift is is an example of someone who chooses not to have her music on Spotify, whatever streaming, because it's not worth it for her to do so.
What's up, everybody? This is Tranquil Radio. I'm your host, Sean Ryan. We got Jimothy right behind the camera.
Hi, guys.
And we are here tonight with Versus. We're doing a very impromptu interview just for the fuck of it because I really enjoyed their show. They were opening up for Tomorrow's Ghost. Okay, guys, state your names. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
My name's Trey.
What's up, man? I'm Sean Ryan.
Nice to meet you, man.
I'm Robbie.
Robbie, Sean Ryan. This is Jimothy. And just pan to them real quick. Names?
Dylan.
Braden.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing well.
Awesome. Okay, so you guys are from Kentucky?
Louisville. Yep.
Louisville, Kentucky. That's awesome. So what brings you guys here tonight?
We are on our first trek, if you will. It's not long, but we're doing about a week. This is our second day. So
Where do you guys hit?
we drive to Nashville next, Clarksville, which is pretty much the same
That
thing.
seems backwards.
Yeah, it's an 8-hour fucking drive. It's gonna be a long night.
This is why, Jimothy and I were in a band called Nasty. This is exactly why we stay put in Cleveland.
Absolutely.
No sleeping on couches or floors. I sleep in a nice king-size bed with my cats and my girlfriend.
Absolutely. Ain't no wrong with that either.
How did you guys get involved with the show?
We just have strong ties to Cleveland. This is honest. I might as well get an apartment up here. We record with Andrew Bayless from Nine Shrines. They're
buddies of our show too. Yeah.
He's fucking funny. But we came up here. We did the Stasis EP, which we just dropped, and that's kind of like what we're going out supporting.
This is Stasis EP?
Stasis, yeah.
Okay. How was it? 4 or 5 songs?
It's
seven.
Seven. Yeah,
Oh,
you should know this. Yeah,
shit,
7. Yeah.
We're one away from an LP.
Yeah.
Where can we find that, streaming-wise?
You can get it on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, all the platforms.
Our merch booth?
Our merch booth, too.
Once again, Versus, the band Versus.
With an E. VERSES.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I liked your guys' LED boxes.
The towers,
that
yeah.
you guys had. Yeah, no, that's really cool. Pain in the ass to probably carry and lug around.
Yeah, they're not. It's more awkward. They're not that heavy. It's just more.
No, I'm sure they're not.
Yeah,
it's the plexiglass and a little bit of plastic and shit.
fragile.
Okay, you guys mentioned that you're going back to
Tennessee
tomorrow.
Yeah. Tennessee,
Okay.
and then we're doing Atlanta on Monday, and then back up to Memphis on Tuesday. Kind of like
No
doing
shit.
like this. Yeah.
Nice. What are you guys influenced by? What do you think that people would like
I don't know.
that you would like?
Individually, we're all completely different.
gosh.
We're all completely. They're all beat down metal. I'm not saying all. I shouldn't pigeonhole. I shouldn't say all. But like me personally, it's like Slaves. Even though Johnny Craig's no more, Johnny Craig's I love Johnny Craig. Tyler Carter Issues. I love Tyler Carter. I Prevail. Sylar. I'm just joking. Sylar. Had to do that. That's my boy Cody. Shout out. Yeah, all of them the really strong influences. And personally,
Yeah, it ranges. I like anything with cool riffs and heavy rhythms, right? I mean, it's drummers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, even all the way down to I like country music. So I kind of pull influence from everywhere.
From the accent, I can tell.
Ask him about bourbon. Ask him about bourbon.
All right.
I like to drink
What
bourbon.
about bourbon?
I just like bourbon. I like bourbon. I have a few bottles.
That shirt.
I have a few bottles.
right,
Wild Turkey
right.
represent.
Right? This man.
I'm more of a Jim Beam and Crown fan. To be honest.
This dude will
Stick with the
school
Jim
you
Beam.
on bourbon.
Stick with the Jim Beam.
Yeah, you like Beam?
Yeah. I live a few minutes from where they bottle most of their small batch stuff. So
No shit.
it's bourbon country.
Oh man, I've had a lot of nights. Or a lot of mornings.
Right?
Those Jim Beam mornings.
It took me years to get over that and then actually start enjoying it for what it is instead of just getting hammered on it. So.
Oh, he's a connoisseur. Like he'll like sniff it like in a sniffer, like and like taste it, almost like wine. He
Make me
treats
feel
it
like a
like
damn
wine.
nerd.
No, like he blows my mind. I'm like, holy.
See, what will confuse someone, you know, if you're with like a wine snob, just like listen to it.
Yeah,
and just
you
go
hear that. I
yeah,
hear the grapes.
and it'll
I
just,
think that's
it'll totally fuck with everyone.
like get this. Whenever we pass the liquor store, like we stop to go in and look at the bourbon select. Not even really buy, just to see what the markets have.
I'm not guilty. He's just as guilty too. So it's not just me. Well, I got him.
He got me hooked.
Yeah, he did. I love bourbon too, but not like they're another level. I think it's hilarious. It's
You
awesome.
get up for it. There's a lot of rare stuff out there, and you'll find a lot of shelf jewels. And you know, it's a different world outside of the city of Louisville. Everybody goes to Louisville
Yeah.
thinking you're going to find
That's
all
true.
the good stuff.
Yeah.
And that's not true. There's an abundance of bourbon, but
It's
the rare
like
stuff's
beers.
not
I
there.
mean, like I'm not a huge fan of IPAs, but I mean, there are like huge fans that are absolutely nuts about it, and they go to tastings and they go to conventions and they travel out of their comfort zone to go find right ones, and I'm like, oh, it all tastes like fucking piss. So,
Bunch of dirty feet.
yeah. Jim, did you have anything to ask?
Sure, yeah. You guys clearly have a more technical rig than most. You're not just playing with amplifiers. You seem to have like a rack of gear. Do you want to talk about a little bit more what goes into the technical aspects of your show?
Yeah, absolutely. We use direct in gear. So
He's a total fucking nerd for this kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
And I can almost tell that, like, I can already feel by that question that it's probably going to get cut.
yeah.
So don't be offended.
Yeah, no. Well, in a nutshell, our guitars go direct in. We have multi-channel backtracks. They're all fed through an interface that runs to our inner monitors. That way we all can be on a click. And,
It's so
and
important.
be able to kind of be tight as a group. Because, you know, me as a drummer, if I'm sloppy, they're sloppy. If they're on a click and I'm sloppy, they can still be on the click. So, if anything, you know, it helps us just be tighter, be more consistent.
I know, we recorded a cover of They're Going to Take Me Away, haha. While we were bouncing the track, we noticed, like, oh, this was done in, like, 1958. Whatever it was. There's 0 click tracks. So it was, like, hard to keep the time. And, like, if you actually listen to that song, there's so many words at different paces.
Well, you get a lot of organic energy from not being on a click track. Some people get robotic, you know, playing with clicks.
Yeah.
So you know, it's a double-edged sword.
I can see him doing the math in his head when he plays drums. He plays in a band called Curse the Gods, and I see him go. Like it's super metal, and Curse the Gods is awesome.
It takes time. It does. It takes a lot of time.
I don't know. It's hard to get adjusted to.
I don't know if I could even play drums without a click track. You know, I really yeah, I can. But you know,
Of course.
I'm so used to it that I don't even want to start playing without hearing it. It's just, you know, but it helps me grow when I turn it off and just play to something. You know, just play around. You know, and
absolutely
that's when you'll grow. And that's what it's all about, right? Always getting better, reaching new boundaries. So
How long you guys been around for?
2 years.
Longer. Is that it?
Trey and Braden joined the band in 2016, August of 2016.
Like two years and like 2 months. Not even 2.5.
Me and Dylan, the old high school band buddy of mine, his wife wanted a drum set, so he called me because I play drums. Hey, help me pick out a drum set. So we picked out one, and it turned into me and him jamming again. You know, it wasn't about her learning how to play. It was about me and him jamming. So we started jamming in, it's like summer of 2015. And then it turned into bringing Dylan in probably December of that year, 2015. And then we got Trey and Braden in the following August of 2016. And we put our first EP out in December of that year, and then we just dropped Stasis this past November. There was a long gap between those EPs, but it's nice to be on a.
Well, you guys play very well together, though. It is like clear to see, like even with a very short amount of time, everybody here is a professional. That's super respectable. I wouldn't be asking you guys for an interview if it weren't the case.
We appreciate that.
Definitely. Fuck yeah.
So okay, let's just wrap it up and keep it short and sweet. And this is Versus. Well, he got food in his mouth still. There's like a fry hanging out of his lip. Like, yeah, dude. Yeah. But I appreciate it. Thank you guys very much for the interview.
Thank you.
We are Tranquil Radio, and thank you for watching.
And that is all we have for Tranquil Radio today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video, subscribe, tell your friends, just share it with them, get the word of mouth spreading around. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/TranquilRadio216. I am your host, Sean Ryan. I would like to thank the lovely Michelle Burlingame for filling in for Coley, who has
Thanks
AIDS.
for having me.
Yes, I know. Well, you don't have AIDS, so that's why you're here. Again, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you to everybody that's watching this. Appreciate it very much. That is all we have. We will be back next week. Again, this is Trend Kill Radio.
People will bow to it.
You're not really monetizing off of other people's
I'm not,
work,
trust
which-
me, I'm not making any money off this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to just send me some money through PayPal, let me know in the
Patreon.
comments. You can send me some money just because, I'm a nice guy. I'm talking about someone's dead dog, and now I got sunshine and lollipops playing after it. What the fuck are you
he's
doing
great.
to me, Carl?